away. For them, too, history was a tale like any other. Their land, a pawn shop. Thought is thought of thought. Tranquil brightness. The soul is a manner of all that is. The soul is the form of forms. You bow to yourself in the mirror, stepping forward to a close, earnestly striking face. The grainy sand had gone from under his feet. His boots trod again. A deep, crackling mast. Razor shells, squeaking pebbles. Unnumbered pebbles beats, wood sieved by the ship worm, lost armada, unwholesome sandflats waited to sock his treading soles. Breathing upward, Sarah's now. Am I not going there? Seems not. No one about. Proudly walking. Who were you trying to walk like? Forget. A dispossessed. Mother dying. Come home. father. His feet marched in sudden, proud rhythm over the sand furrows, along by the boulders of the south wall. Gold light on sea, on sand, on boulders. The sun is there, the slender trees, the lemon houses.